Okay, we're good. So just do a little intro and then we'll just roll with it. Just
Okay.
pretty chill conversation.
Well, Chris Sargis, consider myself a friend of you guys. Happily married, got a blended family of 4. I've got, son 24, 2 bonus daughters, youngest is 16. Part of the 5th generation ownership of Johnson Brothers Legacy Company. That occupies a lot of my time. Love to enjoy family, friends, love to golf, love to boat. Whatever I can to stay busy. I've got nervous energy and I have a tough time sitting still, so I really keep my mind busy as much as I can.
Well, thank you for being with us. This is episode 15. I'm Carlos.
I'm Kim.
Welcome to the Hustle Behind Real Conversations. We got Chris Sargis from Johnson Brothers and a good friend of ours. You mentioned that you're with Johnson Brothers, and I wanted to touch on this first of all because I looked at the history of Johnson Brothers. Over 100 years.
Yes, 121 years, if you can believe that.
That's a big deal.
It is. It's neat to be part of the fabric of the original home site of Eagle Rock, or Idaho Falls. But 121 years, 5th generation operation here in Idaho Falls, and it's a planing mill. It derived from the old Snake River planing mill, Idaho Falls planing mill, when it was located down where YMCA is currently located, over there on Elm Street and Boulevard, kind of the roundabout.
Uh-huh.
Joined forces, that was Snake River Mill. Joined forces, Idaho Falls Mill, a little bit further southwest on Placer. Relocated to the big city of Eagle Rock area, which is up there on Cliff Street, right off Yellowstone, current location. Been there since 1915, if you can believe that.
Wow. And that's where the city started, right? Eagle Rock,
Yeah.
right in that whole neighborhood.
That was one of the main drags for a period of time. That was one of the first strip malls, was Cliff Street.
Interesting.
Johnson Brothers, they had an ice house. They had the bakery wasn't Karsten's, prior to Karsten's. Bennett's was there. I think that was the late 40s, early 50s. But it really started off, and that was the main operation, front office, sales. Everything was just right there on Cliff Street, and it's morphed into occupy 2.5 city blocks of downtown Idaho Falls. More than a planing mill, more retail sales, light manufacture, major manufacturing. Catalyst of the company is commercial casework, architectural millwork, commercial cabinetry. So we do a lot down in the Utah market, I-15 corridor. We live and die off the I-15 corridor. A lot of schools, churches, hospitals, municipalities, that direction.
So the big projects, big commercial projects.
What I oversee is more the retail sales for Idaho Falls and Boise. Windows, doors, millwork, finished department, hollow metal shop, wood door shop. But yeah, it's I'm a steward of the company. I tell you what, I've been there, since I was 12 years old, 1992. Been getting paid since I was 14.
What was your first job there? What was your first
job? Was mopping, cleaning ashtrays or emptying ashtrays, stacking firewood.
Back in the days of smoking, when smoking was just
It was prevalent. You could smoke anywhere and everywhere.
Wow.
Airplanes to the airports, bowling alleys, the mall. But Johnson Brothers, so it was really cleanup, janitorial stuff. 12 years of age, anything I could do to stay busy. I was getting paid with donuts from Karsten's is what it came down to.
Oh, really?
But we used to heat the operation with wood-burning stoves, so we had a lot of the waste. We'd utilize that for the kindling, the fire starter, but stacking firewood. So in the summertime, we'd get 5 cord of wood, and it was my cousin's job and my job to stack wood. It was horrible. It was. That's where I got my fear of spiders, because you can imagine some of the wood that would come in. It'd be all sectioned, but full of spiders and varmints. But one of the first jobs, was just really clean up until I could get to the point where I was able to drive. And then they'd send me with death loads, we called them, over to Jackson area, West Yellowstone, Jackson, Pocatello, Twin Falls. As soon as I had my license, my father was like, "Guess what? You're up. We need a driver. You're going to do that for a period of time." But
You probably loved it, though.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I mean, it was before the MapQuest or Google Maps, so everything was written down or drawn on memory, as far as his maps, and his maps were phenomenal, so we could follow them to a T. But many different roles in the company before I became where I'm at right now. But I always say I'll do anything I can to make sure the company remains successful.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Somebody dedicated and ready to do it all.
Yeah, definitely. It's been awesome for me. Community's been fantastic. Company's been awesome to work for, and it's not always fun to work for family, I tell you what. But I wouldn't change it for the world.
Was there ever a time where you're like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. Did you ever thought that you might do something else?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm trying to think what age I was. I was thinking of 17, getting close to graduating. High school, wanted to break off, do something different. So I went and worked for Tramp's Car Wash. Tried that out for 3 weeks. Didn't work out too well. I remember I was really trying to prove myself. So the boss's wife brought her Suburban through, and I was vacuuming out, her vehicle, and she had some change on the floor, and I vacuumed up the change, and she accused me of stealing it. I'm like, "Are you serious, lady? It's like 75 cents or whatever it may be." But she got after me, and I was like, "Well, this might not be the best place for me." So 3 weeks, had a nice, shiny, clean car when I left, and went back to Johnson Brothers. But another time, I guess, in my life was freshly divorced, 22, 23 years of age. Wanted to find something different. It was kind of a tough divorce. I'm like, I got to get out of here. Got to get out of Idaho Falls. Everyone knows each other. And so I said, I'm going to go back to school. I want to finish, engineering program. Like to go to either U of I or Boise. And it just happened to be the same time the family was trying to decide to expand over to the Boise market. And they heard I wanted to step away from the company. And they said, actually, how about, making a run and going over to Boise? I said, if it gets me out of Idaho Falls, I'd love to. So I think it was about, 23, 24, relocated over to Boise. Had no idea what was going on. Just, had some knowledge on what we wanted to take on and accomplish, and opened up an operation in early 2005, and probably the best thing could ever happen to me. Found myself, found my confidence, found my stride. But there was a moment, wanted to do something different, but it ended up working out for the best, and lived there for 10 years and grew my family and relocated back from Boise to Idaho Falls in that 2015. Can't believe I've been here 10, 11
I didn't
years.
know you lived in Boise for 10 years.
Yeah, I was 10 years over there in
Wow.
Southeast Boise, and helped grow that operation from just a distribution center to a full retail location. Just celebrated 20 years last year with the Boise operation, so
Cool.
I consider that my baby.
Nice.
Still checking with them on a daily basis. Get over there about once a month.
And you guys are opening a new location over there? You have a new building,
we
right?
relocated from Boise over there off Cole Road to Meridian, over off 10 Mile in Franklin. So they were in the shadow of Shills. Yeah,
Everybody loves shoes.
everyone loves Shills. It's a great anchor location. So we're in that same complex. Have the unicorn location, so we've got accessibility, got frontage, got new retail location for design center, warehouse, grade level door, loading dock door, and it's in a great emerging, I guess, market over there. But yeah, we're over in the Treasure Valley in Meridian.
Good for you guys. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's stressful to move a business, let alone trying to move a residential like you guys have gone through.
Yeah,
Moving is
Stressful.
very stressful.
it is. It is hard.
Good way to purge, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't realize that you were back. So you said 2014 is when you came back?
Yeah, it was November of 14.
So right about the time I met you then, probably.
Yeah,
just
I was going to
a
say, I
year or
was
two
thinking
after
about that. How long we've known each other? I think probably about 10, 11 years.
Yeah. I would say probably 16 or 17 is probably when probably 15 or 16, I think is when we met.
Yep.
Yeah.
Met each other through the Muse.
Yeah.
Lived over in Summit Run Trail and came across one another. And we did the progressive dinners,
Yeah.
which was fantastic. A lot of good
Those
memories.
were fun times. for
Yeah,
sure.
with the Germans and yourselves and the Muse, and it was fun.
Good group of people, for sure.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that. Probably 10 plus years we've known each other.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, relocated to Idaho Falls, and kind of happy to come back, to be honest with you. Boise was a great chapter in my life, and still enjoy going over there and seeing people that I know and network with. But Idaho Falls is a great community. I love
is.
it. It's been good to me and my family.
And it's interesting that you mentioned that because it's a pattern that we notice with a lot of the people that get to sit in that chair. It's like, I was here, I
moved,
left,
I came
and
back.
now I'm back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody leaves, but then ends up coming back.
Yeah.
And I think it's like that youthful thing where you're like, well, I want to see what else is out there, this place.
oh, you definitely have to. I always
know?
encourage that for the younger generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you're able to, right? Go explore, see what's out there.
Right.
But it also makes you appreciate how great this place is to live.
I
You
would
know, and
agree.
it's just-
I would agree. People, kind of bash it and say it's kind of slower pace, and I don't know. I mean, there's more positive than negative. There's
Yeah.
certain things that kind of
Nothing's perfect.
ruffle my feathers, I mean, I always talk about that. My wife's like, "Oh yeah, are you trying to campaign, be like city council or mayor?" I'm like, "No, I'm a big fan of like pocket commerce."
Wait. So the rumors are true?
Oh no. Well, she's trying to move me out of town, so I can't run for city council or mayor. I would love to be on the city council. Mayor's probably a little too far on that side, but no, there's certain things I'd love to work on and have people just realize there's more. I don't know. There's things that could improve around this area. Great community, great people. Not a big fan of the dense commerce. I love pocket commerce.
Yeah.
Right. But no, rumors are not true.
You are very active in the community, though.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yep. I was taught at a young age the best way to receive is to give. So I always try to give more of my time, my resources, money if I have it. But yeah, let alone being involved in Johnson Brothers and the family. Try to give back through some civic groups, Idaho Falls Exchange Club. Big thing coming up this weekend, the Field of Honor Memorial. Big fan of that one where we have the 1,000 flags that we fly to honor
It's a
local
beautiful
heroes.
thing.
I
Yeah.
love that. It's very
It's
powerful.
so cool.
Yeah,
If
it's
you haven't
nice.
seen it, go see it, people.
Yes, please.
cool.
A great plug. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Freeman Park, right?
Yep, we're setting up this Friday and we're going to display the flags and Friday evening till Monday around 3:30, 4 o'clock. And it's powerful. I've been doing that for 7-8 years. I was a trustee.
How many flags? Sorry, how many
It's
flags do you
1,000.
roughly put?
Yeah, there's 1,000 flags that we display. So 40 by 20 grid is what it comes down to. 40 by 25. It's beautiful because it's there at Freeman Park Memorial, and I guess it cascades up to the Vietnam Memorial. So I was trying to get at. But Boomer's Crane's going to display a flag. It used to be CCI Crane. I think that thing is 30 by 50. Big, beautiful flag that's draped over the field. We light it up at night, so it's always beautiful to see. It's one of my favorite things to see when the sun sets and the lights come on.
Nice.
But it's a good way to, it's a fundraiser for Idaho Falls Exchange Club. Raise money, give back to the community. Big supporters of Americanism, child abuse prevention, this community outreach programs. But yeah, the Idaho Falls Exchange Club, I love it. They're good people and they're fun to serve with and give back. And we actually did a flag assembly party last Saturday at Johnson Brothers. They usually have 10 to 12 volunteers. We had 40 plus volunteers this Saturday. Yeah, the scouts, Troop 387 showed up with their parents, and gosh, we got done all the flags, 75 flags assembled in 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Usually takes 2 hours, so that was phenomenal.
Just to have
Get
the
it
right
done.
amount of help
Yeah.
makes such a difference.
Yep, big fan of the Exchange Club, member of the Elks. I've been a member at large for 8-9 years. Had a term as a trustee for close to 4 years. It's a 5-year term. I bowed out a little early. Big fan of the Elks as well. They kind of a civic-based group, a little social undertone. They like to give back and support one another. Patriots, Americanism, veteran support. And the last thing I do is was the past president of the Crime Stoppers of Idaho. We call it Eastern Idaho Crime Stoppers. Did that for a period of time. Still active in that group, and it's a good way to reward anonymous tips that lead to the arrest of individuals. So getting criminals off the street and
That's a new one. I didn't know you were involved with that one.
yeah,
It's the neighborhood watch.
yep. Neighborhood Watch, Crime Stoppers. Remember the Crime McGruff
Yes.
kind of report stuff like that, and yeah, we just reward the anonymous tipsters.
Yes.
That's plenty though.
Just
I
to
tell you
keep the
what.
community safe. It's
Yeah,
nice, yeah.
yeah. Try
That's
to take
good.
care of the community.
I like it. I mean, well, you grew up here, so you left the Boise, but I mean, pretty much born and raised here, right?
Yeah, yeah. Born in Idaho Falls and graduated in '98. Skyline. Just
Go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue. I know. I was gonna.
We gotta throw that out.
My wife said there's a few things you can't say, and that's Go Big Blue and Idaho.
And you've said them both.
we
There
did
we go.
it.
Exactly. But yeah,
Otherwise,
proud.
Sargis wouldn't be here.
She'll be proud.
Hawthorne, Taylorview, chased a girl to Skyline. I was supposed to go to IF. One of the outcasts in the families, they all went to Idaho Falls, and I went the other direction. But it was great, though. Met a lot of good people over there. Guess we came across each other indirectly because you were, right, exchange student?
Yeah, I think we
98,
were
99.
98, 99. You just graduated that year. You have left, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was on my way out in 98. And
Yeah. So I graduated in 98 in Ecuador, and then I came in did 99. So when I went in, you had just graduated.
Which
I was
is
repeating my senior year, yeah.
small world. I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, born and raised in the Idaho Falls area.
So, being here as long as you have, what are your thoughts on growth and infrastructure? Because you're involved with that, quite a bit with all the projects and everything. Give us your input on that.
Oh, it's kind of bittersweet. Definitely dependent on the new growth, the new blood coming in.
As we are,
You
on our
know,
business,
and I'd say bittersweet because I'm kind of the same way. I'm not a big fan of traffic, taking a little bit longer to get places, restaurants that are busier and grocery stores, but I embrace it. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. And I think with that COVID madness, there's a lot of individuals that came from the coastal areas inland. Idaho was a big one, Utah, Wyoming, Montana. So it's kind of a compliment to our way of life, our community. People want to come and live the Idaho way. Sustainable growth is important. There's a lot more knowledge and smarter people than I am that know about the growth matrix and what needs to be done. I think infrastructure is huge. I can see there's a big derivative for they call it infill development. So using existing infrastructure, which makes sense, as far as what we have for the sewer, the water, the power. So you're seeing a lot of those infill developments as far as the pocket developments for patio homes, but really we've seen a big push for high density housing, multifamily. And someone told me, I'm not sure if it's real, I haven't done the research. They say we've added 10 to 12,000 new units in the last 5 to 6 years. Which is amazing, right?
Yeah,
new doors. And then the vacancy rate is still less than 10%. That's saying 85 to 90% of all these new apartments are being occupied.
They're being occupied, yeah.
And that's just hearsay. It's from developers. I've heard that. So we do a little bit of multifamily through Johnson Brothers. It's not something we really are strong at. A few developers ask us to get involved, and so the cliche, we've got options for every budget, so we definitely will step up when we're able to. But the growth, it's coming. I mean, we can't stop it. I know there's a huge campaign last year for the mayoral race as far as sustainable growth, and I wouldn't say we can stop it. We just need to embrace it, make sure we do it sustainably.
Yeah, people are going to keep coming no matter what, right? You can't just be like, sorry, you can't come in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if people have job opportunities, a better quality of life, and they're bringing money to invest in the town and, pump money into the economy, how do you stop that?
The trickle-down effect's amazing, right?
Yeah.
You see some of the big employers that we have here, and they have a lot of open positions. They're always trying to bring top talent in, right? And that top talent wants to come here, and they look around and say, yeah, beautiful community, love the river that comes through there. Is a family-based undertone, but the infrastructure's, it's emerging. But yeah, like where my wife works, as well as the lab and ag, they're all trying to bring in top talent. And so it's coming regardless, if we want it or not. I would say it's bittersweet, just kind of the old school, right?
It's grown so much.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like there's a conflict? And, I've only been here for since 2010, so 16 years now. But I feel like you're talking about companies trying to bring in new talent. And I feel like there's this battle between like, yes, we want to bring in, more capable people, better jobs and growth. But at the same time, there's this fight about, it's like, so how do you accomplish both? Because you got to have some things to offer to those people that want to move here, right? That
Yeah.
are gonna create
I wish
more
I knew
jobs.
the answer to that. I've got to find ways to make it more of an appealing location to live. A lot of communities are fighting for the same talent, right?
Yeah.
You see it down in Utah. You see it over in the Treasure Valley and Magic Valley, and seeing the growth over here. But I know we've got friends that work for the lab in various capacities, as a contractors or work for the BA or, large employers. They're just having a tough time finding quality individuals. And now that they don't want you to work as much remotely, they kind of want you in the office for the hybrid setting. It's important to have places for them to live and recreate. And having kids that are that are living on their own, making their way into society, and the ultimate goal of a parent is to make their kids independent, and seeing what they have to go through to find a place to live. It's like, holy moly.
Yeah.
Super expensive.
It is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a challenge for
We hear it
a lot of
constantly from
kids.
clients and people that have kids that are, getting on that age when back in the day is like, I'm 18. I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It was so easy. I shouldn't say easy, but it was very common, right?
That was the
You're
culture.
18 and you were gone, sometimes even before 18.
We'll support you, we'll help you out, but you know what? You're not going to grow a family in my basement and let's get you out of here.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it was when I was that age.
Yeah.
Parents were like, well, kind of good riddance, you know, here you go. It's time for you to be on your own.
Yeah.
But I always like to start the conversation with individuals and I'm learning who they are. There's certain things you can ask. And one of them is, what's the first concert you went to? Kind of starts, you know, dialogue. But another fun one is, what was the cost of your first house? And I talked to an individual today, actually. He's a project manager for us. He's getting close to retiring. Been with the company 40 plus years. We were talking about that. And he said his parents bought their first home over in Boise in the North End, which is a really, I wouldn't say prestigious, but it's a highly desirable area. $13,500. I know, for 1,100 square feet. I'm like, that is amazing. And they've been there for 50 plus years.
Dang.
My first house I bought, $56,000, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, for sale by owner, out of the Thrifty Nickel, over there on 15th Street.
Thrifty
in Lee.
Nickel. I remember the Thrifty
Remember that?
Nickel.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, that's crazy, but it was a house I got through an IHA loan. I'm like, all right, but it's just kind of interesting to have that conversation for individuals.
Definitely.
Really don't hear that a whole lot because now, what does an entry level house cost?
$360,000.
I mean, you can buy a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom on the probably 250 to 260. That's where the
So much
two
money.
ones are. Yeah, that's where normally you'll land.
Yeah.
But you're seeing manufactured housing for what, 200,000?
Yeah.
If it's on a foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you buy, you can, if you go out and county land and you're going to buy your typical double wide that it's 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom sitting on half an acre, you're in the mid threes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to add sewer, septic.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Well and septic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just knowing a payment cost, if you have a $200,000-$300,000 loan, what the payment is and having to have money down. And you guys live and breathe that all the time. That's why I'm always trying to bend your ear on it because I love it.
Yeah.
I love looking
we see a
into
lot
it.
of it.
It's, you guys are really good, successful at it. And it's interesting. But I tell you what, so we deal with a lot of high-end residential, kind of our bread and butter.
More custom homes.
Yeah, above and beyond what we do in that heavy commercial. We do a little bit of light commercial, but really the high-end residential. And so we see a lot of multi-generational footprints, housing, 2 masters, separate entry, mother-in-law suite, they might be, right? Auxiliary building, or if it's going to be a garage with a loft or a studio apartment above. You're seeing a lot of these, even on the high-end residential, the anticipation
They're doing the accessory dwelling.
or having anticipation of, parents that might move back in or kids that are not able to move out when they'd like them to or whatever it may be. So multi-generational housing.
Right.
Seeing a lot of that for new construction as far as the drawing, the design side of it.
We've seen it too.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
We definitely have.
Over the, I guess, we'll just go back to since I met you, 2014, right? That's a little over 10 years or so. But on those custom homes, the bigger homes, have you seen any change on how people build their homes? As far as obviously you're talking about the accessory dwellings. Are the houses getting bigger?
There was a time when they were getting smaller, more quality oriented, but we're seeing them kind of revert back into the sizable homes. But the quality minded, we had that lead, green sustainability for a period of time. That was really hot and heavy in the say when I was over in Boise, it was hot and heavy. Lead generation, green, sustainable, high performance products. The 2000s continuing on. So you're seeing that still. Better than product, you're seeing, instead of a plastic window, you're seeing a composite window. You're seeing fiberglass exterior doors instead of wood or steel. It's a great non-conductor of heat and cold as a composite or fiberglass. Different types of insulation. The houses are just getting so tight. I mean, they're high performance product, so you can heat them with your, what do they call it, high efficiency forced air. You can do your mini splits. But really on my side of it, we're seeing more high-end product or higher efficiency products. Fiberglass windows, fiberglass doors, a little more quality hardware. Because everybody loves to have, they like the Whirlpool tub, they like to have their granite countertops, and they like to really just have an open, airy space. Mm-hmm. But we're definitely seeing more thought process and design into high-end residential. Even some of the production homes we've been a part of have seen, some of the the patio homes are being constructed. They're doing staggered studs and, like I say, the composite windows, composite doors, nicer than finishes. But really, we've seen a lot of houses after the COVID madness. I keep saying that 3 to 5 years where the footprints are sizable. I mean, I don't know what the average square foot of a house is. I would guess 2,500 to 3,000.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
You know, we're seeing production homes that are 3,000 to 4,000 square foot, you know, 6-bedroom, 3-4 bath.
Yeah, I would say that's kind of the new norm of the new builds is like
Yeah, like
5 to
3,500.
6 bedrooms.
That's a big home, it really
3
is.
baths.
My first house was 1,000 square feet. and
Yeah.
Had a house over in Boise, 1,200 square feet, the ranch style, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Fit like a glove. I loved it. Easy
Yeah.
to maintain.
It served you well for
Yeah.
the period of time.
And you had one
Already.
bathroom for the whole house and maybe a half bathroom for
Oh
the
my
guests. It
gosh.
was a whole different, you know, especially
yeah.
in the mid-century
Yeah.
mid-century homes. And
Yeah.
then
It's
they started adding more and more and more, and now it's like almost every bedroom, especially on the customs, every bedroom has got to have their own
Oh,
bathroom. If
their
not a
own
Jack and Jill.
ensuite. Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's
Bring it
definitely
on.
nice, huh? Jack and Jill's popular. Outdoor living is huge. We're seeing big glazing, big glass, big doors.
I love that.
They want to
too.
bring the outside in.
Yes.
Shops with gyms, big
Yeah,
gym,
sports
gymnasiums,
courts,
sports
you know.
courts, yeah.
All
Pickleball.
the bougie stuff.
It's interesting, and we're happy to be part of it, but we're seeing a lot of it. We have a decent market share, but we're working on a house right now north of town. Prominent family here in town, and it's 18, we'll say 17 to 18,000 square foot.
Wow.
But yeah, everything you're saying, you know, multi-car garage, sports court, various entries, you know, a few
All the stuff.
en suites, you know, or your mother-in-law quarters or your several masters. And it's like, that's a big footprint,
Yeah.
but it's what they want and they can afford it. So we're happy to help them on that one.
To provide, yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, that's a tough question. We're seeing other individuals that are building kind of a smaller quality home. They call it a lifestyle living, right? They want to have a patio home. They don't want to really deal with their upkeep for their yard maintenance, but they still have a yard, still have a patio.
But just simplify the
Driveway.
overall maintenance and cost of maintenance of the home.
Yeah, smaller footprint, just a higher quality, lower or easier maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeing that. You guys are, yeah.
That's what I want when we retire.
Just like
Just
a higher
like a-
efficiency
Yeah.
home, that it's simple, just the space that we need.
One of
and-
your good friends, you know, just moved their mom into that
Yeah.
type of
Yep.
home, and so it's neat to see that because it just, I guess, wherever you're at in your lifestyle, right?
And one level, that's I think becoming a lot more
Yeah.
popular,
Right.
which
One
you
level.
never heard of it here. It's one level, no basement.
Yeah, slab on grade
Slab
or
on grade.
controlled crawl space.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, because over here they always say the water table's low enough, and you know we have no issues doing basements, and it's affordable square footage.
I think 90% of this area has a basement.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
these
think-
new on slabs are the newest
It's interesting
kind of.
going up, yeah. But they always say with a basement, it's not a matter of time. It's if and when. Not if. It's when it floods.
Yeah.
Really, a lot of people have issues with their basements. They're flooding. You know, if it's not their water lines for their fridge or their washer or
Sprinkler system
sprinkler
breaks.
system, whatever it may
Or
be.
freak storms.
Big downpours like we have.
Yeah,
but
those spring storms and the window well was not clean or a gutter was pointing on the wrong direction. That
That's-
happened to us.
It did.
Yeah.
The dogs moved the gutter and it just ended up really close to
They
our
always
daughter's
say,
bedroom
yeah.
window and it just,
Not a matter if, it's when.
yeah,
But affordable square footage.
Yeah.
very much so, yeah.
And that was interesting over in Boise. There's a lot of homes that were controlled crawl space or slab on grade. Only a handful well, in certain areas you could do a basement, really up on the bench area or out there in the south of town. But still see it. You know, the construction is very similar to what it's been in the past, but just a little more refined. We're seeing quality products, which is nice. On
That's
our
good.
end, we're still in the multifamily. They still more of the high quantity products, right?
Like
That
a
we-
high volume stuff.
yeah, kind of I wouldn't say turn and burn, but it serves the purpose for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then on those big multifamilies where they're getting a lot of traffic and they're just how things are treated are a little bit different. I mean, from the landlord's standpoint, it's we've learned the hard way. We made a place really nice, tenant leaves, and then we're like,
They
what-
destroy
like
it.
It's
you know,
tough,
and
isn't
so
Oh,
it's
it's
having that balance
heartbreaking.
because then you don't want to be the
I know.
slumlord either, right? It's like because you got people that just go in and just splatter paint and everything's just painted everything,
We
right?
call it the landlord special.
Right. But at the same time, it's like finding that balance between making something nice, but at the same time, you can't dump a ton of money into it. We got burned probably 2 or 3 times, and now we just change our approach. It's like make it nice, make it clean, presentable.
Yeah.
But you can't go all out because it's not there, so they don't treat it with the same care. And so then a year or 2 down to it, you go back in, and you're like, what just happened here?
I hand it to you guys.
Right.
It's
So
tough
it's-
to be a residential landlord.
Yeah,
Some individuals just don't really have the pride of ownership, or they don't care, which is tough.
Can I have you pull your microphone towards you since you lean back?
we
Sorry.
do
Yeah,
have
just so I
some
can hear you.
Good
Thanks.
tenants though too. We've had good tenants.
Yeah, no, we've been very fortunate for the most part. We've had a few, but that's part of the business, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're
Definitely.
just going to have some people that just destroy it. And so it's
yeah,
tricky.
I mean, you want to make it presentable, you want to make it clean. I think that's what it really comes down to. I hand it to you guys.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And our thought was originally, it was like, well, and I think it was a mistake in my part, right? You make it really nice, but then if you don't screen your tenant properly and you don't go through the right resources and you get somebody in there, and then you get the results, right? So it's finding that balance. Is like you got to do the right screening. You got to make sure that
I've heard
what their
horror stories.
history is and everything, and based on that, then you can, because obviously the nicer the place, the more income you can get, But then you see it in all.
Oh yeah, you see the high density rentals, but we also see it in like single family. It might not work the best as far as the departure when the tenant wants to leave and the landlord might force them out or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But when the tenant leaves, they feel like they're owed something. I've seen it a few times, and so when they leave, they're taking things they shouldn't take. Right? I mean, they're taking fixtures, they're taking doors, they're taking blinds, and it's like, come on. So I've been a part of that a few times as far as helping individuals and landlords replace
things
things they shouldn't be having to replace in a rental unit. But no, we've all got to live somewhere, right? You can kind of start your way and work your way through it. And seeing the younger generation, I just tell them, stick to it, find your pathway.
And that's the tricky thing, I think, going back to that younger generation, the difficulty for them to find a place or to buy their first home. I feel like it's a lot harder now, right?
Yeah.
There are programs, not to say that they aren't, but just prices are higher. And to match those salaries or that income to be able to make sense of that, it's tough. Because before you could also probably buy maybe a bigger house and then you would rent rooms, which you could still do, kind of house hack and make it happen. But not everybody's willing to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And not everybody has the
Think outside
capability
of
to
the
do
box.
that. Yeah. Yeah. So you got to get a little creative. I think there's definitely ways to make it happen, but I see the challenges for the newer generation. I mean, gosh, I bought my first house for $56,000.
Same.
A townhouse.
I like it.
Yeah. And the market was just right, fixed it up, and sold it in, I think, 2 years for double, for 120.
That's what you really need to start with, right?
But that's when the light bulb turned on. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, wait a minute.
Get the
Okay, this
equity.
is the business that I want to be in, right?
And
Well,
carry
that's
it
what
from
we
there.
teach our first-time home buyers. This is not your forever. You need to be here 3 to 5 years so that you can make the step to the next one.
And it's not going to be perfect.
No.
It's good to go in and just put
Oh, yeah.
your own touches and improve the property within measure, of course, right? You don't want to dump all the money because then you won't see it back. But
That's great
if you
advice.
make some improvements.
It really is.
And
That's where we've all got our start, that first home, got a little bit of equity and taking it, rolled it into the next property or
Right.
invested it where we're able to and continue on. I think it's important. But yeah, the first few homes I had were for sale by owners, which is amazing to go through that process. Bought it from someone I didn't know, sold it to someone I know. Over in Boise, lived in a townhouse for 6 months and found another house down in Southeast Boise, and it was through a local circular, Thrive magazine, and another
Crazy.
for sale by owner handshake deal, and bought that house and renovated and cleaned it up, and grew a family in it and sold it and kind of continued on and moved back to Idaho Falls and bought a house that I didn't realize where it was located as far as the neighbor,
Yeah.
but it was a good deal, and I couldn't
and
figure
the
out
Muse were next door, turns out now.
I couldn't figure out why it was such a good deal, but as soon as I moved in, I soon realized why it was such a fire sale. It was next to a group home, but it worked out well. Lived next to the Muse. I remember when the Muse first moved in, because I lived there, and we were next to an LDS. I think it was either a church or a stake center, whatever it may be, right?
There's a church. No, yeah, it's like
the church there on
church,
Summit,
yeah.
right? Yeah, Shadow Mountain. I'm thinking this is okay. All right. I hope I can find some people that are like-minded, right? And I remember looking out the window and I see this Jeep pull up because there's a house that was right next to us for sale. This Jeep pulled up, had 1A plates on it, had a sticker in the window. It was a Raider sticker. And the guy hopped out, and he was carrying a 6-pack of Blue Moon. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go out and meet this guy, right? We became fast friends because we had that commonality of relocating from the Boise area.
Yeah.
And we're all
Transplant.
fans of a crappy football team, and like a little.
Ask Kim about it.
Yeah,
No, I gotta keep my Raiders comments to
I'm told
myself.
she's not a huge fan of Raider fans. I know. I would say the favorite part of the season for me, being a Raider fan, is the draft. Gets into the season, it doesn't work out too well. But no, it was good to meet the Muse. Big fans of those guys.
Yeah, they're good people. We definitely miss them. And like I said, we had some good times there together for sure.
That's what this is all about.
Yeah,
It's just conversations.
I tell you what, I was nervous, to be honest with you, when you reached out. That's why I was saying I don't really have a good story to tell. I really don't want to talk, I guess once I get going, I start to ramble, but I really appreciate the offer.
But that's the whole idea. We just having conversations with
Right.
friends, with business owners. We
Yeah.
just want to learn about like where you come from, where
What
you're
kind
at,
of-
where you're going. And so, which just reminded me of, okay, so this is one thing that I want to touch on. Going back to Johnson Brothers, right? 120 years. That's not a little accomplishment. That's huge. Most businesses don't last 10 years. Very few. I mean,
Small
there's-
percentage make it out of that second generation, they say, and let alone into that third generation.
exactly. So
So your great grandpa started John?
Great-great-grandfather.
Okay.
So 5th generation Johnson,
Wow.
3rd generation Sargis.
Wow.
So my grandmother, Bernice Johnson, married David Sargis.
Okay.
They went that direction. There was brothers, and for 5th generation, and really the growth happened in the 4th generation with my father and my 2 uncles.
Mm-hmm.
As far as they had the foresight to grow the operation and add a retail location to support their cabinet shop, and ventured out of the local market and tried to take on other projects with the church, Boise Temple, as well as the temple over in Portland. But yeah, the success of the company is definitely paved on the previous generations. I just wanted to take and be a good steward of the company with my partner, Zach Bodley. He's married to my cousin, Marianne. Zach's the president of the company. I'm vice president and sales director. The two of us are like-minded enough where we have the same mindset where we want to continue to grow sustainably and make it
so you're aligned and you're
very much
Wait,
so. Oh yeah,
that's
big
good.
fan
That's
of him.
important.
If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be part of the company. I think he says the same thing likewise. Just
That's
because
awesome.
it's difficult to work for a family. There's outside stress and comments that kind of they tear at you a little bit. But it's like
Yeah.
I'm one of the youngest in the family, and you guys called me a fool for a period of time for sticking around, and I just saw potential and saw an opportunity, and maybe I was a little complacent, but it's worked out well. And like I say, just a steward of the company, so I want to make it a better company and grow it and make it something we can hand off to the next generation is the ultimate goal. But really, we have 70 employees. I think there's 70 full-time employees and another 25 to 30 subcontractors that depend on us and our decisions on a daily basis. So it's important that we do what's right to provide for them,
Yeah.
make it a healthy
Yeah.
work environment. There's families within the families or the family company, and it's important for us to make it a healthy, sustainable work environment. What's really neat, I'm a big fan of this, and it hurts every time it happens, but it's getting ready to happen again, is when we have an individual that retires, and usually a key level individual, someone that's been at the company 20, 30, 40 years. And when they retire on their own terms, it's fantastic, right? It's what we all want.
Yeah.
Retire with our health and a little bit of money and able to have goals and do something after, our work career. When you see it happen, you're thinking, this is fantastic. It leaves a void because that's
Yeah.
a lot
I
of,
said that's a big boy to fill.
oh yeah,
for
it's
sure.
a lot of information. It's a lot of institutional knowledge walking out the door. But I tell you what, when they come back around, you see them, they look rejuvenated. They look younger. They look happy and healthier.
And that says something about the company for keeping their employees that long. It means that you guys
We're
are doing
blessed.
something right.
Instead of having that turnover, yeah, you
Right.
got people that
Yeah.
are committed.
People that are
and
retiring from a company that have been there for
you don't see that anymore.
No.
In a lot of places.
Very-
Most people are jumping from place to place to the what's the next thing, right?
Yeah.
Piggyback from one to the next.
And we have turnover. We
yeah.
definitely have turnover, but as far as the average tenureship, I think it's 12 years, 11 to 12 years, which is fantastic. That's with the turnover we have for the material handlers, entry level.
Mm-hmm.
But individuals have been there almost as long as I've been alive. It's just fantastic. They tell the stories about when I was younger, and just it's neat.
We should get them on the podcast.
Yeah.
Please no, huh? I definitely
Hear
have some
those
skeletons in the
stories.
closets. No, it is fantastic, and I don't over think that by any means. It's cool to see that. My father retired, to see him do that, when he turned 70 and get remarried because we had a death in the family. My mom passed away at an early age, and to see him just looks better. It's just fantastic. It's neat to see that. Hopefully I can retire one of these days.
We all want to do that
I know,
eventually, right?
That's the ultimate goal.
Right.
Do
On my
you
own
feel
terms.
a huge responsibility, like a lot of weight on your shoulders
For all those employees.
for all those employees and carrying the name of the company and the legacy of the family of where so far it's gone today?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day I do. I don't sleep on Sunday nights, and Mondays I get the Sunday blues, and Monday I wake up just because I want to do the best I can for the. I owe it to them, right? They've been good to me as far as the individuals that have been there a long period of time, and they need a leader. They don't need a boss. They need someone that can get in the trenches and work with them and make them better. And because things happen, it's inevitable. There's mistakes that happen. I don't think they're intentional. When they happen, it's painful, it's expensive, but it's a learning experience. So, yeah, every day I think about what I can do to make that company better and make the employees better, helping them out, working with them. Like I was told at a young age, people want to have a leader. They don't want to have a boss. They want to have someone on the front lines with them, working with them. And I try as much as I can. I really do. I get emotional thinking about it, but I'm a big fan of the family we have.
Well,
and
that
the
says a
company.
lot because
Try to
you're
give it
very
my all.
invested in it.
Oh,
You're not
100%.
I can see
not
you
just
being a
financially, but
very good
emotionally.
boss.
Yeah.
Well, leader.
I try. I really do. There's sometimes they think, oh my gosh, you can tell. I can set the tone, I guess, when I enter into an office or something happens. I mean, every Monday something happens, right? Changes on a phone call. Someone calls out, have a vehicle that's stranded, just whatever it may be. Say 70 employees with the 2 locations. So
Things are going to happen.
it still has a small fill,
Yeah.
right? But we do everything we can to help each other out. And I always tell somebody when I bring them on board, I'm going to ask you to do things that might be out of your wheelhouse, but I'm not going to ask you to do something I personally wouldn't do.
I like that.
Anything that might be. I mean, stuff that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Clean up, janitorial stuff, whatever.
Empty ashtrays.
Yeah, empty ashtrays. Oh, yeah. Plunge toilets. Go rescue individuals that are stranded. Take those awkward phone calls when someone might not be happy and just try to kill them with kindness and do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. But yeah, every day I feel that stress on my shoulders, but I take it. I love it. I embrace it. I want to continue on with it for a period of time. But it'll be nice to get to that point, right? We're able to retire and, gosh, happily
you have
married.
retirement plans.
I do. I've got a goal. I've got a number, and I'm working towards it. And if I'm able to live that long, it'll be fantastic. 'Cause I see it. I really do. I see individuals that have retired on their own terms, and it's fantastic. That's how it should be, right?
Yeah.
I've also
that's- I
seen
think-
individuals work until they're not able to retire and pass away prior to, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's not ideal. Or work into their golden years and not able to travel based on
Enjoy
their
time.
health. Might have
limitations and things like that.
millions
yeah.
of dollars, or there's all these resources, but don't have the health to travel or do whatever they want to do in retirement.
Yeah, their body is just not there anymore.
Yeah,
Their
I'm like,
health, yeah.
Carlos and I, we do pretty much whatever we want when we want because life is too short. You shouldn't hold
Yeah.
off.
I wouldn't say
until-
whatever we want, but
Well,
we try to. Yeah. I mean, we
we-
definitely try. I mean,
We live a well balanced life.
we
with
really try to live through that too
experiences and
because
stuff.
As you guys should.
obviously we want to retire, right, at a certain point, and we want to have assets and everything, and we're working towards it. But along the way, we feel like we got to have a little fun along the way because you make plans and life shows you something else sometimes, right?
They always say, right? No regrets.
Yeah.
There's certain
so-
times, yeah. I love that you guys do that. It's,
We try to.
as
We
you
try to.
should.
It's
It really is because,
a tough balance sometimes. Yeah.
YOLO Porsche.
yeah. I'm not saying it's easy to make money. It's easier for us, I think, at our age to make money on certain things, and you want to go make memories.
Yeah.
Big fan of that, right?
Making memories.
I'm a big fan of making memories. I do. I love it. I love the people I hang out with. I love the travel that we've gone on and the memories that have been made. And lucky enough to find love again, when I was in my 40s. And it's like, that's fantastic. I want to make sure I can continue on that pathway. But yeah, I don't know what retirement looks like. It's probably not with Johnson Brothers, but working in a different capacity, doing things I want to do, which would be fantastic. Yeah, working there 12 years of age. But my number, I've got a number. I'm going to hit it. My goal is, and
I'm out. Just kidding.
I'd like to. It was funny when my father retired. I gave him the speech. I had an open house, and I said, I want that license plate because it was J Bros. It was the original Johnson Brothers license plate. It said J Bros, and I want that plate. And he's like, all right, you can take the plate. He pulled off his key, and tossed the key at me, grabbed his credit card, and slid it over the table and said, I'm out. Good luck. Enjoy. He's like, you smart ass kid. I'm like, oh, I love it. I love it because, at 70, he's able to continue his life.
That's awesome.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. I mean, he's worked hard, and now he gets to enjoy the fruits of his work for many years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think that's
huge mentor of mine. Love the guy. Like I say, it's neat to see it. Neat to see it because his wife, my mother, passed away at 61. That was the eye opener right there.
Yeah.
Had a few deaths in the family. It all happened around the same time, and it was like, holy moly. Uncle passed away. He was 64. Jeez. Mom is 61. My grandmother, she lived a good life. She was, early 90s. Then my uncle's oldest daughter, she passed away, and she was 35, 38. I would say late 30s. That was an eye-opener. I'm like, oh, okay, so here we go. It just changed my perspective on life, what should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as being in my 40s, I think that's been my eye opener. A lot of people in our age range, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, something happens and they're gone. And it just really makes you face your mortality. And they're like, I don't know how long I'm hoping that I'm going to be here for a long time. Yeah. But if I'm not, what am I doing while I'm here? Right. So it's whether, just for myself, for my family, with my kids, my friends, the people that I'm around. And so that's, I think, where Kim and I go, like, we got to have a little fun. I mean, we got to work hard, right? You got to have a purpose, but at the same time, you got to have some fun because...
I say work hard, play harder.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you have to...
Be responsible.
Be responsible always, because you never know. Okay, yeah, what if you end up being here for a long, long time? And so you got to make sure that you have the resources.
Oh, yeah.
And put yourself in a good place.
No, I love that you guys do that.
To do that.
Fantastic.
We try.
It's good for the soul. It recharges you, too.
Yeah.
100%.
You guys are hustlers and spend a lot of time, growing your business and what you guys have done for your portfolio. And it's fantastic. You're able to say, guess what? I'm going to take off or go do something, whatever it may be. Yeah. Just recharge your soul with the people that you care about.
No, we've been very fortunate that way. I mean, we put a lot of hard work, but I think we've been very fortunate too. I think luck plays a big role. But I think you put yourself into those situations, right? Luck doesn't just land. You have to
not everything's lucky and not everything's a blessing. It's opportunities and it's how you capitalize on them.
You have to find
how
opportunities.
You prepare for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give yourself some credit, right?
Yeah.
Hard work pays off every damn time.
It does.
It does. Nothing is easy. Nothing is free. And if you want something, you better work your ass off for it and get up. Because if you don't, someone else will.
Yeah.
Get up. That's what I always tell people, get up, accomplish something. You can't finish it unless you start.
If you don't do it, somebody else will.
They say accomplish something every day, whatever it may be. Yeah. Make your damn bed.
Make your bed.
Yeah. And if you don't try it, if you don't at least try it, you'll never know whether you could do it. Yeah. Right? It's just, that's the first step to failure, not trying.
Yeah.
If you don't even try it, then how?
We've got a good group of friends, and I'm a fan of every one of them. It's neat to see that. Neat to see people succeed and take care of themselves and do good things for one another, themselves, their family, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
It comes back to, I think the best way to receive is to give, whatever it may be.
Right. I was just thinking about that last night, actually, just like having a servant's heart instead of chasing the goal.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just helping the people along the way, and the success will come. So
it's very fulfilling.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah. That's human nature. help one another.
Yes.
I love it.
Sweet. I guess we'll try to wrap this up. We'll go with some light questions.
Okay.
So we're talking about spending time doing fun things.
I love it.
No, it's all good. First question. This is a serious one.
All right.
Are you going to run for mayor?
No. My wife,
Sargis for mayor.
I love her dearly, and she's got this plan. She thinks it'd be occupy a lot of my time. I don't know if I can make it that far, but I like to serve the community somehow, some way.
In some role.
Yeah, I think city council would probably be a good fit for me if I'm able to make it that direction. I'd love it.
Okay. Well,
I'll
keep
make
us
the
posted.
buttons.
I'll make the buttons.
Or volunteer somehow, some way, right?
We'll help your campaign.
I want
for
to give
sure.
back to the
You gotta
community
vote.
somehow, some way, whatever that may be.
Right.
Mayor, no. Gosh, you see these darn elections and people just pick on one another.
Oh man, they're
It's
brutal.
horrible. And these are all good people. You know, they're putting themselves out there. Politicians and politics, I tell you what.
Does that scare you though a little bit? How dirty it gets with politics?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I've definitely had a troubled past. I mean, there was times that I'm not proud of growing up, and those things would be brought up and out of context. And it's like,
We were all young. So.
don't want to defend it. I mean, I defend it to the people I love, but some outsiders might not know. And it's always how it's
Perceived
offered
and-
and perceived and communicated.
especially nowadays.
I think it would be painful to go through it in the public eye. But city council would be something that would be a goal or an aspiration of mine.
Nice.
So no on the mayor. Mayor overrun.
Okay. What's today's date?
Today,
19.
so
Yeah.
election day, right? Primary elections. It's a closed primary, so you got to register for how you want to vote for, Democrat, Republican, and Independent. So go out and vote, as well as my wife's birthday,
Happy birthday,
right.
Patty.
May 19th.
Patty. Shout out to the woman behind the.
The true mayor.
Yeah. She's
The one
out,
that runs the show.
she's out there kissing babies right now.
She is a sweet lady.
She's
Love her
awesome.
dearly.
It's amazing.
We love her.
Yeah.
You're a golfer. Avid
Yes.
golfer.
One of my favorite
guess.
activities.
What's your favorite golf course that you play at? That you played at, and what's the one that you wish you could, if you had a chance to go play at?
I'd say Pinecrest here in town, just because it's memorable. It's where I learned how to golf with my aunt and uncle, and spent a lot of time out there. It just feels good. Has a good vibe to it. Definitely Pinecrest, and one I'd love to play is Pebble Beach. That's a goal. I stayed down in Monterey last year and stayed close to Pebble Beach, which was fantastic. I'd love to go back and play that. That's definitely a bucket list course. A lot of good courses here in this Idaho Falls area, as well as Idaho, Boise, Treasure Valley, Pinecrest. I'd say definitely top 3. Conestoga is another great course down in Mesquite. Then Banbury over in Eagle, Idaho. I love it. Not that good at it, but I enjoy getting out there. I tell you what, it's just a release. It's fantastic.
We both are. We like cars,
Yes.
clearly. What's your dream car? Yeah, if you could have.
I
No
always
limitations.
thought it was going to be a Corvette in some generation, right? So there's 3 cars I'd love to get in my garage. We'll start with a 1955 Chevy, the shoebox car. My father's got a 57 Chevy Bel Air, but a 55, 56, 57, they call them the shoeboxes.
Okay.
I'd like to get a 55 Chevy, either post top or a Bel Air. Corvette, I love Corvettes. I want to be a Corvette guy for a year or two. I don't think it'd be something I'd have forever, but I'd love to get like a C6, C7, Z06 Corvette. Get it in the skyline blue.
Nice.
But I got
Very
on this,
fitting. I
got on
like
this
it.
Lexus kick. I tell you what, my wife turned me on to Lexus vehicles, and I bought a few. I've got a SC 430. Love that one. Kind of a turd of a car, but I love it. Just got myself a 2015 RC 350 F Sport. Love that. It's fun to
Fun
drive.
car. Yeah.
But I think an LC 500.
That's Carlos wants one.
They're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
It's a grand touring, and not a track car, but it's a car you can just go drive, and that's what's fun. Is
And
just
you-
to go drive. Yeah,
I mean, it's just a beautiful car. The way it sounds, the way it drives, the interior, it's kind of timeless.
it is.
Yeah.
What would be your dream car, above and beyond what you have? Like if you, what's it?
Oh, I'll go out there. I'll do an LFA.
Yeah,
A Lexus
Oh, yeah.
LFA.
that would be phenomenal.
because they're so rare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably that, or yeah, one of the really nice Porsches, like a Spider. Yeah, like a 718 Spider or something like
The
that.
drivability, and you get a manual transmission in your last vehicle. I love that.
Yeah,
Right?
It's
It's
fun.
to drive.
It's fun.
First car was a manual. First 3 cars were manuals.
Yeah,
I
no,
miss it.
I've learned driving in manual. I never, learned driving in automatic.
Another good
so it's-
question to ask somebody, like, what was the first car they owned?
Oh, mine is not fun. She had a good one.
What was it?
I had a purple T-top Camaro.
Oh, that's right. I remember hearing that.
I got in a lot of trouble in that.
Did you?
It's like way better than mine. It's not even fair.
What was your first car, Carlos?
Mine was a white Geostorm with a muffler this big.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, it's
Good gas mileage.
so loud though and rattly.
I had a Volkswagen Rabbit. It was a GTI.
Oh, that's a cool car.
I loved it.
That's a fun car that I would like to find like a classic one.
I would
in
too,
good
yes.
shape,
That's
yeah.
why I'm a Volkswagen fan.
Yeah. They're
Love
cool
them.
cars.
But yeah, manual transmission's fantastic. LFA, great car to have
Yeah.
for a dream car.
Yeah. Just the sound. I think that's what gets me. That
Yes.
V10 screaming is just
Phenomenal, right?
something
Makes you
else.
smile. You can't help but smile thinking about something like that.
Yeah. It's like, cars are depreciating assets, I say it, but they pay dividends on a different way. So you got to find the right time to get them.
Happiness, fulfillment,
Happiness, fulfillment. Yeah.
right? Something about just driving, going out for a little cruise. We used to call them space cruises. Just go out and just drive.
Honestly, if I'm having a bad day and I just go in the car and just drive away and it relaxes.
Right? Get like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Enough car talk.
It's not boring.
It happens, I tell
No,
you
I'm
what.
kidding.
What? What did
I said you're boring me. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, I love it.
Except she loves driving the stick shift.
Do you really?
I get that
Oh,
car
yeah.
and she's,
It's fun. Just the drivability of it, right?
It's fun.
yeah, it's fun.
Going through the gears, downshifting, going in the turns.
It's just more engaging, right?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
I would
it
agree.
just helps my ADHD to be doing something.
Right? It's true.
Fidgeting.
I mean, back in the day, you could multitask. You could be on the phone with a cigarette and
And
shifting.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Get a 44-ounce soda between your lap, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
It's different.
Smoking Camel Lights,
Yeah,
cruising 17th Street.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
I miss those days.
look at you. Now you barely drink.
Now I'm no fun.
Yeah. Moderation, huh?
Speaking of drinks,
Yes.
to get you through the day, are you more of a coffee guy or energy drink guy or
Coffee.
coffee?
Yeah, I like coffee. Call it jailhouse style. Black coffee in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Weekends, put a little bit of country Irish cream in there. But yeah, I'll get a cup of coffee. Then I go into water. Big fan of water, electrolytes, a little bit of salt in there. Just energy drinks if I drive, or like, peppered sunflower seeds. But no, I haven't got into that craze on that side. I'm a coffee guy. Don't drink it too much of it. I mean, a cup
Which
or
is
two.
good because they dehydrate you a ton. They're
Yeah.
not good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Same
get
thing.
that.
I just drink them whenever like I'm fading and I'm having like a really heavy day, or if I'm driving somewhere and I need to stay.
Nespresso. I got turned on in Nespressos.
I love
Oh my
espresso.
gosh. We were on vacation last year and they had a small Nespresso machine in our room. I went through probably a couple dozen pods.
I love espresso.
The maid I saw on the hall, I'm like, hey, do you have any more of those pods? Thinking she'd give me like 2 or 3. She gave me a whole box. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're phenomenal. But I guess moderation when I was killing the espressos at 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I
then
could
you're
still fall
wired.
asleep though. I could, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, babe,
I
this tastes so
don't-
good.
I sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for taking the time to come
Yeah.
talk to us. I know you're a busy guy, so we appreciate it.
I appreciate
Very
the
much.
conversation. Love you guys. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we love,
Love you too, man.
Not
Thank
gonna-
you.
The
Hopefully
live,
have you
I was a little
again.
nervous prior to, but this is fantastic.
Have you again for when you announced that you're running for mayor, actually.
Yeah.
There's a
I'll
lot
have
more
the buttons
interesting
ready.
people out there than I am. That's for sure. No, good for you guys. Appreciate
It's
and
always
respect the
fun.
hustle. You guys are fantastic.
We just enjoy talking to people. It's always fun. Good to know a little bit more in depth, talk some business too. And if you can leave us with something for the 3 people that are listening, some Sargis wisdom What would it be?
Give us
You can't be on time, be early. Big
Okay.
fan of that. And also goes into accomplish something in a day, right? I mean, do something, give back to the community, give back to yourself, your family, self-love, self-care. And just really hard work pays off. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
If you want something, work for it. Tell my kids that all the time. I'll give you the world. I'll give you anything you want. You just got to work for it. What does that mean? Same thing, I tell you all the time. I need help. We need help doing stuff. Help around the house. Help me do whatever you can, but do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking there's definitely some Sargis-isms, but I have to say the best one is if you can't be on time, be early.
Yes. And you were.
You always are.
I
And
try.
I told Kim, I'm like, he'll be here early.
How do you put up with this group then?
Oh, I do a lot of
Shasta.
pacing. Shasta, love her. Natalie, love them all, right? My wife, she's probably the biggest culprit. She's going to slap me for that one. But everyone's worth the wait, right? She really just likes to be fashionably late. And I was raised a little different, military family.
Yeah.
But now I'm learning to be patient. Before I'd pace, and she'd be my wife, she says I have a sharp tongue. She's like, couldn't you have said that differently? Yes, honey.
I'm learning. Still learning.
Kind of stop, give it some thought before, like, catch yourself before saying it.
Oh, yeah.
I have the same
Fantastic.
tendency.
I appreciate
thanks
you
again.
letting me be a guest here. Love the setup, love the studio.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Proud
Thanks
of you guys.
again.
Love you. Love and respect to everything you guys have done. Love the hustle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Sargis. We'll see you again.
Yep. That is cool. Yeah, good for you guys. I know